a country with a multicultural community, its own passport, and melting hotels. Every year, there are cocktails that melt in your hand before you take a sip. In Canada, women don't wait for you to make the first move. They will buy you a beer the very first time you meet them. And that's not all. Canadians drink 2 billion cups of coffee every year as a national ritual. Surprisingly, their prices are only about 20% of those in the United States. Here are 15 of the strangest and most amazing facts about Canada, a country that will make you smile from start to finish. Number 15, Canada, the land of maple leaves and the most beautiful mysteries in North America. Canada is the second largest country in the world, with an area of nearly 3,850,000 square miles, bigger than the combined size of 18 states like Texas. It stretches from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean and reaches the Arctic, where you can see polar bears wandering more than the security guards. This country has more freshwater lakes than all other places in the world combined. The Canadian flag, with its red 11-pointed maple leaf, is one of the most recognizable national symbols worldwide. Canada's population is estimated to reach about 39,500,000 by the year 2025, but you could walk for hours without seeing anyone unless you count the large moose. Interestingly, Canada has a surprisingly young population, with nearly 50% of residents under 40 years old, thanks to smart immigration policies and a youth-friendly economy. Most Canadians speak English and French, but over 70 indigenous languages are still used. From the Inuit language in the Arctic to Cree and Dene, Canada's climate is incredibly diverse. Southern Ontario can be as warm as the eastern United States, while the north has winters cold to minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit, where you can really feel the Arctic chill. Canada is home to more than 2 million lakes, and you could swim in a different lake every day for over 5,000 years. This is also the country that welcomes many tourists and settlers every year. Could you be the next visitor? Number 14, the only ice hotel in North America. Have you ever slept on a block of ice? If not, visit the Hotel de Glace near Quebec City. The only hotel in North America built entirely from ice and snow. Every year, more than 500 tons of ice, 15,000 tons of snow are used to create this beautiful ice castle, melting each spring like ice cream under the sun. But don't worry, Canadians rebuild it from scratch every year, and each time, the architecture and style follow a new theme. Some years it's Norse mythology, while other years it's a futuristic space theme. Inside, temperatures are kept between 23 and 27 degrees Fahrenheit. Beds are made of ice, carved with skill, and you will sleep in special sleeping bags designed for cold weather. The fun part is, cocktails are served in real ice glasses. You can also hold weddings in the candlelit ice chapel, where seats are made from carved snow blocks that look like frozen thrones. Room rates are about $199 a night, and VIP rooms can reach $500. However, this place attracts more than 100,000 visitors yearly, including many Americans and Europeans who fly in just to experience this unique adventure. Would you dare to sleep in a hotel made entirely of ice? Comment number 3 if you want to try. Number 13, the City of Flowers. The beauty of Canadian women when walking down the streets of Montreal or Vancouver. Don't be surprised if a Canadian girl smiles at you and invites you for a beer on the very first meeting. That's how Canadian women show initiative, and especially equality. This is a country where women don't wait but take action. Canadian women usually have balanced figures, smooth, glowing skin, and a simple but elegant style. They perfectly combine outer beauty with deep knowledge. More than 61% of women aged 25 to 64 have university degrees, the highest ranking in the world. It's no surprise to meet girls who can discuss French philosophy while driving an SUV and are ready to camp out in minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit winter weather. At work, they are present everywhere. Fields, from doctors and engineers to entrepreneurs and pilots, even in technology and science. You might sit next to a girl in a cafe in Toronto and suddenly find out she is a lawyer on vacation in the Rocky Mountains. Many of them choose to live independently but also open their doors to international visitors. They are happy to share their stories. And if they find you charming, they will gladly start a conversation. The interesting thing is that Canadian women often marry people from different countries as long as there is respect and understanding. So, would you like to connect with Canadian women? Leave a comment with the number 8, and I will share some tips on how to successfully connect with a Canadian girl. Number 12, the bottle chapel really exists in Canada. Can you believe that more than 25,000 bottles of soda, wine, and perfume can create a sparkling fairy tale chapel made of crystal? On Prince Edward Island near Nova Scotia, this miracle has become real. The story began in 1979 when Edward Arsenault, a retired electrician, received a postcard showing a house made of bottles in California. Inspired by this, he spent over 6 years collecting bottles from everywhere, including soda bottles, wine, beer, and perfume bottles, all combined to create a space that is both artistic and sends a sincere message about green living and protecting the environment. Light passes through the colorful glass bottles, turning the main chapel into a sparkling crystal palace at dawn, like a medieval stained glass church. But the special thing is not just one church was built. Edward also built a bell tower, a small chapel, a meditation garden, and even a little tea house, all made from recycled bottles. From afar, this place looks like a village from a fairy tale. Sounds surprising, but it is truly unbelievably beautiful. The entrance fee is only about 5 to 7 Canadian dollars, under 6 US dollars, and all the money collected is used to maintain, repair, and encourage recycling for future generations. Many artists, photographers, environmentally conscious couples have chosen this place as a destination, even holding weddings among thousands of wine bottles sparkling in the sunlight. Today, it has become a cultural symbol of green living in Canada's Atlantic region. Number 11, coffee is a part of life. The image of Canadians lining up in the snow to buy a $1 Tim Hortons coffee is very common and has become part of the culture here. There are more than 4,000 Tim Hortons stores across Canada, and in some cities, you can close your eyes and still bump into a Canadian who lovingly calls this place Timmy's End. This is not just a place to buy coffee. It is a stop full of national spirit. On average, each person drinks about 3 cups a day. And interestingly, Canada ranks among the countries with the highest coffee consumption in the world. And not only hot coffee, Canada also has coffee shops open from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. selling only cold coffee for caffeine lovers, like a snowy version of Las Vegas. Don't be surprised if you see a 75-year-old chatting about social issues and life with friends over a cup of coffee at a corner table used as an informal meeting room for some group. The fun part is there is a game called Roll Up the Rim, with prizes for every cup, from cars to free coffee. Coffee in Canada often comes with maple syrup donuts, a national combo better than any fancy croissant. Have you ever stood in minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit just to drink a cup of coffee? Comment the number 10 if you want to try this special Canadian morning ritual. Number 10, mate. The only officially recognized mixed nation in the world. In Canada, there is a national culture, both familiar and amazing. The Métis are not fully French, nor fully indigenous, but descendants of historic meetings between European traders and indigenous women appearing from the 18th century. What made them unique was their distinct culture, unlike anywhere else in the world. Did you know the Métis people have their own language called Michif? A métis sentence can start in French and end with the grammar of the Cree tribe. This is one of the rarest languages in the world, and a living proof of the placed all D breeds, perfect blend of two civilizations. At big festivals, especially bat festivals, the métis perform dance contests, play the violin with lively fiddle music, and perform the traditional jig dance. They wear colorful wool bands called ceinture fléchée, which not only keep them warm, but also serve as an essential symbol of métis identity. Even métis houses have their own character. Red River frame houses are built with interlocking wooden joints, a wonderful mix of European technique and indigenous aesthetics. The walls are made from mud, straw, or animal wood, with sloped roofs and large windows facing east to catch the morning sun, like a smart house from 200 years ago. Interestingly, many métis houses are designed to be movable, with wheels, basically creating mobile homes before the term existed. When you enter an old métis house, you will see handmade furniture, woven wool, homemade instruments, and stone fireplaces like a living museum. 9th, Canada has a National Moving Day. In Montreal, Canada, there is a special day. More than 100,000 people move homes in just 24 hours, not due to disaster or emergency, but because of Moving Day, held yearly on July 1st, coinciding with Canada Day. And it's not just a packing day, it's a big social event. The streets become furniture runways where you can see people pulling refrigerators by bike, dragging sofas down sidewalks, or transporting neatly stacked books tied on baby strollers. Moving companies, rental shops, and even pizza shops see a huge spike in customers during this busy season. Interestingly, despite the chaotic scene, locals don't seem bothered. They prepare as if joining an annual celebration. Neighbors get closer after a few trips helping carry things. Kids learn the importance of helping parents early on, and many see it as a chance to reset their lives. It's a form of daily life rebirth. The sight of thousands moving on the same day might surprise many travelers. However, it reflects the very Canadian rhythm, orderly, warm, and full of community spirit. Montreal welcomes July, not with fireworks, but with shared rides on each packed vehicle. 8th, life in Ottawa. Ottawa, Canada's capital, is not only the political center, but also a vibrant city with a non-stop pace where politeness blends with North American openness. During the day, streets like Wellington, Sparks, and Elgin buzz with leisurely pedestrians, while bikes weave through modern electric buses. In this atmosphere, vehicles always yield to pedestrians, creating a traffic culture of respect that makes everyone feel comfortable. The street scenes are always colorful. You will meet street performers playing classical violin in front of the National Library, or a local telling stories in Algonquin at Byward Market. These moments let you feel the harmony of culture, history, and modern life. Ottawa people are friendly, polite, and love beauty. From flowers planted in front of homes to their efforts to keep green spaces in plain the city. When night falls, Ottawa changes its look. Classic-style bars and Parisian cafes with warm yellow lights and smooth jazz music take you into a wonderful, relaxing atmosphere. You can sip a signature maple syrup cocktail while enjoying live music by the Rideau River, especially at night. The water reflects the city lights, creating a bright picture that makes Ottawa not just the political capital, but also a lively and inspiring city. Saturday, amazing destinations in Canada. Canada really is the perfect vacation spot for travelers looking for a wonderful getaway. Starting with Banff National Park, where you can soak in 100-degree Fahrenheit hot springs in the snow. Admire the emerald green Lake Louise and spend the night at the Fairmont Banff Springs Castle, once hosting the British royal family. At over 4,500 feet, high with fresh air all year round, this is the ideal retreat for those who want to recharge surrounded by nature. Next is Quebec City. known as the Little Paris of North America, where you can ride horse-drawn carriages through cobblestone streets, enjoy French-style duck confit, and sip an espresso under a historic castle that looks like it came out of a painting. For more adventure, head to Churchill, Manitoba, the polar bear capital of the world, where you can see bears wandering through the hotel parking lot and capture the northern lights right from your balcony. If you love nature, Vancouver Island and Butchart Gardens will amaze you with over 900 flowers, blooming year-round, lush temperate rainforests, and royal-style afternoon tea in a fairy tale setting. And don't forget Niagara Falls, where the Canadian side offers the most spectacular views in the world. Closer and grander, the Hornblower boat takes you through the mist curtain, ending your day with dinner at the revolving restaurant atop Skylon Tower. Number 6, the intersection between wildlife and highways in Banff National Park, Alberta. Along the 4,860-mile Trans-Canada Highway, the government built 44 crossings for animals, including 6 green bridges and 38 wildlife tunnels. There are no traffic signs or signals, but cameras record over 150,000 crossings each year. Interestingly, bears and wolves use the bridges at specific times, usually at dawn or dusk, their own rush hours. Even more remarkable is they remember their roots and pass this knowledge on to the next generation. Thanks to this system, Canada has reduced wildlife-related traffic accidents by 80%. Notably, turtles that can't climb have special tunnels dug under the surface, saving thousands of lives every year. This is not just a technical solution. The system has been recorded by NASA from satellites, featured in textbooks, and become a model that countries like Germany, the Netherlands, the United States, India, and Thailand are studying. The wildlife here even remember and pass down the location of the bridge to future generations. Do you know another country that has wildlife bridges? Share with everyone. Thursday, the tradition of ice water bathing to celebrate the new year, only in Canada. In Canada, where winter can drop to minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit and snow covers everything for months, people don't just endure the cold, they celebrate it. On New Year's Day, thousands of Canadians eagerly join the polar bear plunge, affectionately called the polar bear jump, where they dive into icy water at temperatures around 2 degrees Celsius, 32 to 35 degrees Fahrenheit, as a way to boost their spirit for the new year. This event takes place in major cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Ottawa, attracting tens of thousands of participants and spectators. The atmosphere is like a winter Mardi Gras, where participants don't wear traditional swimsuits, but dress as superheroes, mermaids, snowmen, or even a cup of hot coffee, creating a colorful scene against the white ice. Interesting enough, this is not just a winter festival. It is also a large community fundraising event. In Ontario alone, the 2023 event raised over a large community fundraising event. Just in Ontario, the 2023 event raised more than 300,000 Canadian dollars for charity. For many people, soaking in this icy water is not just a physical challenge, but also helps improve sleep, reduce stress, and boost the immune system, acting like a natural vitamin dose from the Arctic region. After the jump, participants receive a polar bear certificate, along with a badge, souvenir photos, and sometimes even a hug from the snow bear mascot. Number 4, Toronto, the world's largest underground maze, The Path. This huge underground shopping network in Toronto currently holds the Guinness World Record for the largest underground shopping complex in the world, stretching a total of 19.3 kilometers. To imagine this, it's like connecting more than 500 NFL football fields together. Path connects more than 75 buildings, from 5-star hotels, financial centers, to subway stations and large stadiums. Inside, you will find 1,200 shops, restaurants, bookstores, supermarkets, cafes, clinics, and even spas, allowing you to live, work, relax, and spend money without having to step outside for a whole week. Interestingly, most visitors don't realize they are walking through a lively underground city during rush hour. Instead of dealing with surface traffic, thousands of Toronto residents pour down the pathways. This is not a subway, but an underground pedestrian street. You'll see a polite but busy crowd holding coffee cups, eyes looking straight ahead, reminding you of an underground version of Wall Street. The trail is designed to withstand North America's harsh winters, where cold winds can drop to minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit. But don't think you can easily navigate this maze. With hundreds of twists and similar corridors, newcomers can easily get lost. That's why Path has its own color code system. Yellow for south, red for north, blue for west, and green for east, like a Disneyland map. Perhaps the strangest thing is that no one owns the entire path. It's a combination of private buildings and public spaces working together seamlessly like a Swiss watch, precise, neat, and almost unbelievably perfect. Number 3, Canada. A year-round festival paradise, winter in Canada marks the Carnival de Québec, the world's largest winter festival held from late January to early February. But it's not just about admiring giant snow sculptures or bright nighttime parades. You can also enjoy the warm flavor of sipping a cup of hot caribou, a traditional herbal drink that keeps you warm while dancing in the snow. Moreover, there's an exciting boat race on the frozen river, a unique and thrilling experience only found in Quebec. In summer, the fireworks show at Butchart Gardens in British Columbia takes place every Saturday night from July to early September, turning the place into a visual feast. Interestingly, the fireworks here don't just explode in the sky, but also reflect on the water in sync with classical music, giving the audience the feeling of sitting inside a gentle symphony. And in Alberta, the Edmonton Folk Festival not only showcases folk culture, but also offers visitors fun activities like learning to play traditional instruments or trying crafts with experienced artisans. You don't just watch, but also join in. Join the festival to feel that Canadian culture is not just for viewing, but for living with. Number 2, the cost of living in Canada. If you're curious about life in Canada, you'll find that the cost of living here offers an attractive balance between modern convenience and comfortable living. For an adult living in a big city, the rent for a one-bedroom apartment downtown ranges from $1,000 to $1,500 per month. If you prefer living in the suburbs, that number drops to about $700 to $1,200 per month. Basic utilities like electricity, water, and heating cost about $100 to $200 per month, while high-speed internet will cost another $40 to $50. For groceries, you may spend around $300 to $400 per month if you cook at home. Eating out will cost about $10 up to $15 for a simple meal at a restaurant. Public transportation costs usually range from $80 to $120 a month if you use a regular travel card. Meanwhile, basic gym memberships can cost from $30 to $50 a month, and basic dental or medical services are often much cheaper compared to the United States, averaging $80 to $150 per visit. In total, to live comfortably in Canada, you will need about $1,600 to $2,300 each month, which is about 20 to 30% less than in major cities in the United States and Europe. This makes Canada an attractive choice for many people. With this cost, would you choose to settle here? If yes, press 1. If not, press 0. Please share your answer in the comments. First, the culinary paradise of Canada. When it comes to Canadian cuisine, you cannot miss poutine, a dish considered the soul of Quebec. Golden, crispy fries covered with rich sauce, and melted cheese create an unforgettable experience. For American travelers, poutine is not just a dish, but also a food statement full of unique character. This familiar yet special flavor will make anyone who tries it hard to forget. Also, Canada is proud of its maple syrup, the signature flavor of spring when the snow melts. Here, people don't just use maple syrup for pancakes, but also enjoy it in a special way. Try tasting syrup straight from the snow called maple taffy. The process of collecting maple sap and boiling it into syrup is both laborious and inspiring, helping visitors connect with Canada's pristine nature. And don't forget to try tourtière, a traditional French-Canadian meat pea, or cedar plank grilled salmon, a delicious and appealing local dish. All these dishes blend together to create a vibrant food culture in Canada, where the flavors of the land, nature, and tradition mingle. If you think Canadian cuisine is just pancakes, try these dishes, and you will see that each flavor tells a story. We have explored together 15 amazing facts about Canada. Thank you for watching our entire travel documentary. We hope you gained a new perspective on this country.